Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're continuing our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. What happens if you're going through what you believe was an amicable divorce, all of a sudden CPS calls? Now, CPS, Child Protective Services, basically set up to prevent or protect children from abuse and neglect. Now, if you're getting along amicably in a divorce, one has to ask, how does CPS get involved in your case? CPS would normally get involved if somebody made a complaint, and that complaint is usually by one parent against the other parent. Now, if you think you have an amicable divorce, and yet CPS is suddenly knocking at your door, it would suggest that at least there's a possibility that perhaps the divorce is not as amicable as you think. It's possible that your spouse has complained that when the kids are with you, there's abuse or neglect going on. This is often done to jockey for position in the custody case. That is to say, one person wants custody, so they put out a complaint against the other person alleging abuse or neglect in hopes that that will somehow sway the court that you can't trust that person because of the abuse or neglect, so custody goes here. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Normally it's not that simple. The court is wise to people utilizing the CPS system in order to get better position in a custody case. So that doesn't necessarily work. Now, it's also possible that divorce is completely amicable. Nobody's complaining about anybody, but someone else called CPS. Now, who would do that? Well, you have to understand that in the context of abuse and neglect, there are certain people that are really mandatory reporters. So, for example, if a physician sees a suspicious mark on a kid suspicious of abuse, that physician is going to have to report it to the authorities. Even school may report it to the authorities. The principal, the school nurse, somebody may report that. That's nothing to do with the spouse reporting it. So you may have that. I would say this, anytime CPS is involved, that means the court is being told that somebody is abusing and or neglecting a child. That has to be taken very seriously. Whether you are in a harmonious divorce doesn't really impact how you handle it. Just because the two of you seem to be getting along doesn't mean you don't take the CPS case very, very seriously. Odds are if the two of you are living together and in the process of a divorce, that CPS case is probably going to be against both of you. It is also possible that the CPS will target one person, but tell the other person, look, if you continue to leave the kids and live together with this person and the kids, knowing full well that they are suspected of abuse, that's a form of abuse too, and we're going to include you in the mix. And sometimes that forces couples to separate and move away with the children so that they don't lose their other kids or perhaps kids from another union. They don't want to get involved in that. So my point is this, CPS can really make an uncomplicated case rather complicated. And I don't mean to say that it becomes unnecessarily complicated. Abuse or neglect issues have to be dealt with by the court, and that does visit upon a simple case a more complicated one. But it's not to be taken lightly. If you have CPS issues or CPS authorities calling you up about potential issues in your case, reach out, and of course we'll be glad to help you out.